Hello everybody and welcome to another very special edition of the Level 99 live stream, where we are feeling fine all the way up here at level 99. And I hate to keep doing this, but here we go again. As soon as I thought that this stuff with the Comcast bull was resolved, and we came to the collective conclusion that everything that the guy said was bullshit, and now he has to come back and talk about some more stuff. There's actually two things that I want to kind of address here, and one of them has something to do with DSP Darkside Phil's strongly worded opinion about thumbnails and how he doesn't conform to what current YouTube thumbnails are all about. Essentially, he is staunchly against it, and to that I tell you, as somebody who has been a YouTube thumbnail designer for many proficient top tier channels on YouTube, I just have to say that you are wrong again. And I never want to be the one that picks on you because you say and do stupid shit, because you do that consistently. And there's more than enough people out there already doing it, and also doing it at a much better rate and quality than me. Real shit, real shit. However, when you do talk about shit that I personally do in my real life, in my day-to-day, the thing that makes me a living, then I have to say something. I gotta put my word on it, because modestly speaking, of course, I'm pretty well versed in it. If you have seen my YouTube videos on youtube.com/bm2kx, if you've seen anything on MCW Pro Wrestling's YouTube channel, and then you can scan the entirety of the Safe with Conrad podcast network, I have been doing it for the longest, and I feel like I'm an expert in this category as well, on top of the telecommunication stuff with Comcast. So if you allow me the opportunity for you guys to suffer this fool together with me, then I would love to jump right on in, because we're not here for me. We're here because of this guy. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Darkside Phil. That was the one thing. That was the one thing. Damn, we really do not like this guy. So essentially, the first thing that I wanted to tee up was the thumbnail thing, which we may get into. It all depends. If you guys want to see the thing that I want to dig into him about with the thumbnails, then let me know. Hit me up in the comments. I love seeing everybody's comments. I try to respond to every last one of them. It's so cool that we're having this conversation together. We're bringing the world together through our dislike of this guy right here, and I'm here for the ride. I do appreciate that. Who knew that being toxic on the internet would get you the attention that you were looking for? But enough about that.
I took it to my penthouse and I freaked it.
So big shout out and big ups to Snort Mania, Snort Hogan, the legend, for providing the clip. The reason why we are all here today is because this guy once again had to put his foot in it. And he started talking about how he does private react videos for Slayer and an exorbitant price. I mean, how can you we're not getting into that. That's not the conversation we're having. We're setting the stage first. People will pay Darkside Phil upwards to $50 for him to privately react to whatever content you send him. And what I would recommend is, how about one of you guys sign up for that patron and have him react to these videos? Because We're on a roll, baby. Once he starts talking about Comcast shit, I'm right there to jump on top of it, because between myself and, more importantly, Profit, I want to give you big ups as well, my friend. Your videos are excellent. I can only hope and dream to attain the levels you have achieved, my friend. So big ups, my friend. So he's talking about how he is doing some private react videos for one of his audience members. I was going to be non-diplomatic, but I decided otherwise. Yes. Some people out there pledge to his Patreon so he can private react to their videos. And so what this guy is going to do is he's going to bitch and complain about how difficult it was and how everything that he did was right. Nothing that he did was wrong. However, we're here to call him out on it because, unfortunately, I also use OBS as a program. I'm currently recording something right now, and I would love to peel back the curtain a little bit as to how I make all of this stuff work, because apparently this guy has no fucking idea what he's talking about. So let's jump on in.
Now, I got all that out of the way. I want to talk about last night. So last night, I actually didn't stream. I set apart my night time slot, when normally I'd be doing a 2 to 2.5 hour live stream, to do private react videos. And in this case, the majority of the stuff that I did before Slayer.
This guy.
And he's okay with talking about this. He's saying, because these are videos that when he gets them, he purchases them through my Patreon. They're for public consumption. He uploads them to his YouTube channel so people can watch them. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, this is something that I've been doing for many years, since 2015. Okay, if you go to my Patreon, which is patreon.com/darksidefilm.
Don't go to his Patreon, by the way. Go to my Patreon. I have a Patreon. I don't know what I would offer you guys in forms of Patreon services, but I mean, neither does Chris Chan and all of these people, so why not?
And you do the highest level of pledge, which is $50. You get a private video. Now, what is the video? It's pretty much whatever you want. Originally, the idea was that it's an opportunity for a one-on-one conversation between you and me. You know, there's a big difference between, oh, I'm on a live stream with Phil and I toss him a random question, he happens to see it in chat and maybe he'll answer it quickly. Or, you know, I'm doing Q&A on his podcast or his react show, and he has a
Janelle Brain.
In this case,
he can't do it no more.
$50 pledge, you're purchasing between 20 to 25 minutes of a video to be made, and you
imagine $50 for a 20 to 25 minute long video for him to react to. Is this how people make money? By the way, if you want me to react to one of your videos, send me $50. Send me $50.
Ask me whatever you want. And it used to be big Q&As. Like, people would ask me all these questions about my life and about being a content creator and my games and all kinds of stuff, and people really liked those. But over the years, it really didn't work out.
Gross. This snorting is disgusting.
Well, because I became more of an interactive streamer. So once I stopped being an on-demand YouTuber and an interactive streamer, a lot of people were like, nah, well, kind of diminished values. Yeah, it's cool to have that one-on-one conversation, and Phil will answer exactly what I'm asking in detail, because I have his undivided attention, as opposed to on a stream where you don't. But
what? There's only 5 people in your chat, my guy. You may have maybe 500 to 400 viewers on your channel, but guaranteed 90% of those people are people that do not like you.
If I could just come by.
Stock accounts, people that just go in there to see the car wreck. Not your true and honest fans, my friend.
You know, enjoy Phil's company on a live stream, and maybe every once in a while get an answer randomly, and I'll do that instead. So really, the private videos have fallen out of, you know, practice. Don't really do that many of them. But then last year, I started doing React content. And when I started doing that, some people had an idea, wait a minute, what if Phil could do a private React video?
People said, bullshit. He thought, how can I milk the dents for more money?
Can we purchase Phil's time via Patreon, and then he can make videos that are specific React content? And the answer is yes. So in the last year, no exaggeration, I've watched documentaries. I've watched K-pop music videos and stage presentations. I've watched tourism videos. I've watched videos on philosophy, videos on science, okay? Tons. You know, in the last year and a half, I've probably, no exaggeration, made 3 to 4 dozen of these videos, okay?
Okay, cool. We all watch YouTube videos. No one...
And it's fun doing it, but when I do it, I have to kind of dedicate good time to do it. And in this...
Kind of dedicate good time to do it. When? In between, like, you're up till 3 in the morning playing WWE Champion. Do this shit then. He dedicates an entire... Okay, we're jumping ahead. He dedicates an entire day for him to do these reacts, but then he complains that he's not going to be able to stream because of it. He's making money in a different way. It's guaranteed money, to be perfectly honest. So if it would behoove him to actually do more private reacts, but you know what? We're not there yet.
Case, you know, this month, I had about 2 hours of videos to make for Slayer. He actually had gone kind of above and beyond this month. He really wanted to get a lot of stuff.
And there it is. He just told us that he was making more money, guaranteed money, than what he would have done if he did a stream, because his streams have been slow.
Made for him. And unlike the last many months where it was a good variety of stuff like food and tourism and other things, this month Slayer wanted me to go back to K-pop stuff, okay? Now
He hates it. He hates the K-pop stuff, but Slayer loves it. He loves it.
I'm not a big fan of pop music. Besides maybe like Michael Jackson in the 1980s, and a lot of the stuff that was like boy band stuff and shit in the late 90s that was unavoidable.
Ew, he's digging into the back of his head.
Okay?
In the back of his neck, the back of his head, the back of his mind.
Oh shit! My takes and my opinions on K-pop music. Now the funny part about this, you'd be like, is why, right? Well, 15 years ago, when I started uploading my thoughts to YouTube on games, right? I never fathomed that simply playing a video game, doing this kind of reacting commentary to it, and swearing like a sailor the entire time that I did would ever get anyone's interest and anyone would care.
We still don't. The only reason we're interested is because you are such a terrible person. You are the car wreck.
But it did. It caught on, and now here I am 15 years later. I've been doing, you know, this kind of stuff. I've been making gameplay content on YouTube full time for over 13 years of my life.
Don't throw your shoulder out, patting yourself on the back like that. Hey, guess what, guy? If you want to get technical, I was making content when I was backyard wrestling during the Attitude Era. Ever since then, to current day, everything that you see here has been an accumulation of what I've been doing ever since I took my best friend's VHS camcorder and recorded myself and my friends in our Halloween costumes pretend beating each other up. From that moment, from that Halloween, all the way up until now, has been an accumulative effort, constantly improving upon what we have based off of the technology that's available at the time and good old-fashioned just experience. And this guy wants to go online and jerk himself off about how he's a proficient 15-year content creator.
It's been my
And this is what he has to show for it. This. I swear to God, before, when I first started making these videos, I was trying to offer some helpful advice to the guy and being very diplomatic in saying it. But every time this motherfucker opens his fucking mouth, it's about dumb shit he knows nothing about. So I swear everything that you see all over this fucking place is meant to be the reflection of what Phil could have done if he fucking gave a shit.
job, okay? So it's pretty crazy to think, you know, that anyone cares, but I guess people do, for whatever reason, right? Who am I to judge what people
By the way, you liking this crispy little shirt combo that I got going on?
like? So if people want my
I
opinions
heard
on K-pop,
somewhere
I guess I'll give them.
you got to
Alright?
get your
Not that
sexy
I'm a
up.
qualified authority. I think I couldn't be less qualified, but for whatever reason, there you go, right?
There you go.
And so, in regards to that, last night, Slayer had an idea. He's like, I want you
He said, why don't you do a stop sway challenge where somebody offers up a bounty of $20 and challenges Phil to sit the fuck still for 20 seconds. Guaranteed you, he'll never make a dime.
to make all this content for K-pop, but instead of just watching a music video and reacting and giving your thoughts. What I'd like to do is a special project, okay? Basically, what he did is he provided me with back-to-back videos. So he would give me one video and then another video. And in some cases, it was the same song twice, but it would be two different groups performing the same song in a competition.
The same song
And you're
twice.
supposed to judge
Another
like,
one.
which one do you think did a better job with that song? In some cases, it was an actual music video.
Oh,
very
this is
popular
like The
K-pop
Voice
group.
or some
And the
sort
videos
of
had,
like
over
one of those
500
talent
million
scout
views on YouTube.
shows.
But then immediately following
Dark
that
Side
music video
Phil's Got
would be a
Talent.
stage performance by a lesser-known group or an up-and-coming group in training, trying to take their own spin on that very popular song.
You mean like Pentatonics? You know who I'm talking about, right? High School Musical, hello?
See how different that it could come out by a different group performing it. There was actually another video that
So
was
behind the
where it was
times.
an incredibly popular K-pop song by the original group that performed it, and then AI sang the song afterward. AI voices, not real people.
I heard an AI song with his voice singing a couple of songs. The future, man. I love AI. Let's
And you
go.
were supposed to take a look. Can you tell the difference? Can you judge? Does it sound better or worse? You know. So this is a very interesting premise.
Phil
Alright?
would be the type of guy to be
To say the
fooled
least,
by
you know, it wasn't just,
AI.
watch something, what do you think about it?
Easily.
Like, hey, direct comparisons. You know, an interesting thing to see to get that kind of take on that stuff. So for 2 hours, I sat right here watching all these videos and making this content. And to be honest, it's enjoyable. Not all of it. You know, listen. Do you think, as a 41-year-old American man,
He uses every opportunity to say, I'm a 41-year-old cis white male. I'm from America. I'm a red-blooded American. I have erectile dysfunction.
I enjoy sitting here and watching, You know,
you sure do. You sure fucking do, Phil.
a bunch of teenage dancing guys talk about how they don't want to answer the phone anymore because a girl won't stop calling them. They broke up already. Get the message. Don't call me anymore. I'm not answering. You're not the one for me. Do you really think I give two shits about that? I mean,
He just literally said, thank you, Slayer, for your dumbass videos. Who the fuck are you to think that I give a fuck about this? What a piece of shit. He just said, Slayer went above and beyond, but showed me some shit that I could give two fucking shits about. Well, I guess he asked him for his opinion on it, so maybe, you know, he's just exercising his First Amendment right.
right? I don't think.
I hate when he does that. He's like, I just fuck.
But at the same time, when you compare the song with someone else performing it in a different spin, like the group that performed after that was actually a girls group, and the girls group made it almost like the guy was a stalker, like he wouldn't leave her alone and was trying to control her life. And then the whole point of the song when the girls performed it was, well, we've broken out of the cycle of males controlling us, and now we can be our own independent people, free from that kind of vindictive control.
Gross. He leaned right into the microphone and he snorted. What the fuck?
It was definitely kind of interesting. Anyway.
Big
so,
ups to Kind of Sad, by the way, for recommending this microphone and giving me information in order to get this crispy, warm, deep-sounding microphone working just the way that I would like it. But when you listen to a motherfucker like Dark Side Phil talk, and then you listen to this microphone right here, you tell me. You tell me.
To Slayer over the last year and a half. Sometimes I'll do, you know, a whole hour-long video with tons of content in it.
Why do you hurt me so much? This dude doesn't even like okay. Because of this guy, I'm going to think positively here. Positively. This guy fidgets around so much and he's picking at himself and he's swaying all about. Thanks to this guy, I put in my head mentally when I'm sitting here in front of the camera watching this kind of shit to not move and sway and pick at myself the way that this guy does. I know I used to. I'm working on it. I'm also working on saying all the time and because this guy, because of this guy. Thank you, Phil. Thank you.
And I'll upload it and send it to a video, a private react video from my Patreon. You own it. You have the legal rights to do it.
Fidgeting around, picking up myself.
You purchased my time. Therefore, that video is your product to do with however you desire. It's like you made a purchase.
Product.
Okay? So, usually, there's not an issue. Sometimes, I'll upload the video, and now there are issues. Copyright issues. Because we all know how YouTube works.
Do we? Do we all know? I'm going to assume that most people, the legitimate people that watch him unironically, do not understand. So he's going to explain what YouTube does. He's going to set the stage. He's going to tell us what YouTube is.
And YouTube has some issues with copyright, with content ID matching, and things like that. Now, here's the thing. If YouTube says, oh, we detected someone else's content in your video, this music video or whatever, you've lost monetization rights, someone else claimed it. Who cares, right? Slayer doesn't care. He's not buying my time to make ad revenue. He just wants the videos. And he's curious to see what the public stake is on some of this content as well, and my react. So that's why he uploads them publicly to his channel. He really enjoys that. So that's fine. Claim it all you want. No one cares about the ad revenue. No one's looking to make any money on ad revenue.
He already made his money. He could give a shit
on this stuff. The problem is when YouTube gets all these issues with, oh, well, block the video. And it's like,
by the way, for the people that are just now entering the vortex, or for people that maybe don't pick up on these kind of things, when I got this, I think, from That Being Said, and a huge shout out to That Being Said. Thank you guys so much for shouting me out on one of your episodes. I have people like Kurt Angle and Diamond Dallas Page and a whole bunch of pro wrestlers that share the graphic designs that I make for their appearances at our local shows. I see that all. I get name dropped by William Regal on his podcast, thanking me for the work that I did engineering that podcast episode. I don't say these things out loud, even though I just said it out loud. But I forgot where I was going with this. Oh, when I heard ALT Insider, shout out my screen name not once but twice on the episode on a podcast that I listen to every day that it comes out religiously. That meant more to me than hearing William Regal shout me out, more than all of these Mickey James sharing my graphics, talking about the masterclass that she had coming up. That's what made my heart aflutter.
Now wait a minute.
And maybe
You
also the C4.
100% legal to do React content. It's already been determined in a court of law that it.
Where? Source? Let's hear this again.
Is absolutely 100. Oh, well, block the video. And it's like, now wait a minute.
Back to what my
know it's legal.
Back to what my point was. Whenever he says, "Oh," you're guaranteed to hear a lie. That is the prime for him to speak for the person that he's trying to prove his point with. So whenever you hear this guy say, "Oh," and then go off, 100% this dude be lying all the time, but you can guarantee, you can get 1,000% chance that he is lying when he starts the sentence with, "Oh." That's what I was getting at, by the way. That was what I was eventually going to get to. That was what we call on this side of the internet a tangent.
Okay, it's already been determined in a court of law that it is absolutely legal to make React content. And before you say, well, it doesn't apply internationally. Yes, it does. Because
yes, it does. This guy is broadcasting this he's broadcasting this information on the same internet that you can so distinctly and clearly and definitively prove otherwise.
YouTube, as a corporation, is located in California, United States of America. And that means that anyone who actively chooses to upload a video to that platform must abide by the rules of that land.
Says who? Says who? Source!
So even if you're Korean and you upload a K-pop video, oh, well, that applies by the copyright rules of Korea. Wrong.
Dark Side Phil, international law knower. Any lawyers in the chat? I know the boy Kevin was looking for a lawyer to do pre bono work on the guy right here. Kevin, if you are so staunchly in the bag for Phil, then front some of your own money, my friend. You're not just, obviously you don't care.
Laws, or else don't bother uploading. That's how it works, okay? So that being said,
shout out Atlas the bookkeeper.
The problem here is that YouTube essentially bends the knee to anyone who complains about anything. So any of these, K-pop.
We all complain about the guy on YouTube on the regular. Every day this dude streams, there is something that can be clipped and then sent to YouTube support and go, why do you still have this guy on your platform? Why?
Production studios or whatever, they can just pay money, and yes, it's stupid, but this is what they do. They pay money to get thrown into YouTube's searching algorithm for copywritten content, and they'll take things like their music videos, their songs, and they'll flag them and say, hey, we've decided we want absolutely no one to have the ability to use our content whatsoever.
This is the same guy that got pissed off at the tractors for taking his content, illegally re-streaming it, clipping it, and putting it on their own YouTube channels. I love it. I love it when he starts going down these paths, because you can hard cut immediately to him saying the absolute opposite. Not even a month ago. You can guarantee it was probably within the same. It's a stone's throw away from a hard cut to him saying the complete opposite earlier.
They do block the video. That is illegal.
That's illegal. You know what's also illegal? False copyright strikes, apparently. You know what's also illegal? Restreaming content. He got up on his soapbox the other day and he was talking about how people who are commentating on his stuff like this, like we're doing right now, he said that there's nothing that he could do about it. And if there was even a legal recourse for him to do something about it, he couldn't afford it. He couldn't afford the time or the money in order to get somebody to come after people that are, as he's saying now, reacting to his content. So this is fair use, fam. We out here doing fair use. We out here doing a fair use. The fuck you think this is?
Adding commentary, and the company that made that video has no legal right whatsoever to block that video. They can claim the ad revenue on it. That they very well can do. They can say, hey, we own a stake of this and pay us money if someone watches it. That they can do. They cannot block it. But YouTube doesn't care.
YouTube doesn't care.
Does whatever the hell it wants and does not abide by American copyright law. YouTube itself on a daily basis has more gross violations of American copyright law than probably anything else on the planet.
Hello? Twitter would like a word. X would like a word. You could have watched the entire Super Mario Brothers movie on Twitter at a time. I see more people dying on Twitter than I ever did on 4chan. Like, it's rotten.com, but like immediately accessible.
Because they just ignore it and do whatever they want, and companies pay them to block content, and they allow it.
Because they're getting paid, you stupid. You stupid. Hey, we really like our intellectual property. We would like to make sure that the only way you can access this intellectual property is through us, because we want to keep that intellectual property because we paid for it. He gets mad when people are using his content, him as the content creator. And yet, he's now saying that YouTube is wrong because of that.
YouTube has no leg to stand on.
Lawyer side Phil over here.
If they ever get sued in a
Better
class action
call
lawsuit
Phil.
for this kind of behavior, they will lose.
Do it then. You do it. If this is such a slam dunk case, my guy, then you do it.
But I don't think they ever will be. Why? Because who stands to benefit from that, right? Content creators. But if a content creator thinks that if they sue YouTube, well, they're biting the hand that feeds them, and now they're just gonna have nothing but problems moving forward, and they won't be able to operate their business on YouTube. So why would they sue YouTube? You see, it's like we know YouTube.
When here's another thing, by the way, for all of the detractors out there. If you see him looking at the screen and then nodding at you, he's casting a spell on you. He's casting a spell on you. He will say what he wants you to believe, and then he'll look at the camera at you and go, I've got the fattest DI in the bunch.
YouTube's doing the wrong thing, so let's do the right thing to stop them. Oops, if we do that, we might suffer repercussions for it, and now we suffer, so we won't do it. So YouTube will never do the right thing. What?
Because of all that, YouTube will never do the right thing. It's a cyclic. YouTube is also a business, and the number one rule of a business is to make money. So if you have a content creator that brings more people to your platform, you're going to try to work with that person. If you're small time Phil over here and you're just saying YouTube sucks because YouTube sucks, what the?
Someone like me has no power in this fight. The only way anything would ever happen is if a bunch of big people got together who have a lot of money and can actually toss that money together into a suit. YouTube can't win it. Every day there's concrete evidence they are breaking the law.
Source every day. Source, please. Source.
And they don't care. They think that they're bigger than that. Okay? Anyway, that being said, what happened?
Shout out to that being said.
What happened last night was I filmed 2 hours of this React content featuring K-pop stuff.
Oh, here's the good. Here comes the actual reason why he made the video and why the actual reason I'm making this video.
All right. So the first hour, I cut it into 2-hour increments on purpose because I was nervous. If I made a 2-hour video, what happens if that video gets blocked? What happens if there's an issue with the video? The whole thing's screwed. I got to start over. So I said, I'm going to do this in 1-hour increments. Okay.
And keep this pinned in your mind because obviously he had the wherewithal to know that something bad was going to happen. Almost as if he reverse engineered the situation when things went south. He could then go and say, well, it's not my fault because I knew something was going to go wrong. So I did this. Fuck off.
So the first hour of content, I get uploading to YouTube. And once it goes live, okay, on YouTube, this thing gets flagged more than any video I've ever uploaded to YouTube before.
You know why? Because it's fucking K-pop, you idiot. If you're talking about the type of people that don't want their content on YouTube unless they're the ones putting it on there, K-pop is where it's going to be because the market for the K-pop in his sheltered bubble little world is so vast. It's so expansive. It is beyond him. It will absorb him like he's nothing. And he's like, well, I don't understand why K-pop is doing this to me.
Even more than my own React show where I'm reacting to so many clips in a single episode. Oh, this thing got hit by like 10 claims.
Okay, so I do Stepmania every weekday morning. Literally, I play songs that, I mean, look, check out the channel. You listen to what these songs are, and you tell me what's going on. But anyway, now he's getting really mad because these K-pop people are claiming this video because obviously he was uploading K-pop content.
Okay, and it would be one thing if it was just claimed. Oh no, this video got blocked, not once, not twice, but thrice.
Thrice!
Thrice, that's right. I actually used that word. I had to for emphasis because I'm so upset. Okay?
He had to say a silly word because he's
what
so
happens when the
mad.
video gets blocked thrice on YouTube? Well, you have options, okay? Option number one, dispute it. Dispute it and fight it with YouTube. Problem is that takes weeks. At a minimum, it's 2 weeks to have a dispute go through and have a video visible. Who the hell wants to wait 2 weeks? Nobody. And by the way,
Who wants to wait a whole month to watch you play RoboCop?
sometimes these studios will literally bite back and say, oh no, we will stick with this claim, and then you're screwed, okay? So there's no point in really disputing anything like that with a major corporation because you don't know how they're going to act, and they could take up to 2 weeks to drag their feet regardless. The other option is, I want to trim my video to remove the specific content.
Oh, this guy's explaining YouTube to us, but hey, guess what, buddy? We're all on the same platform. I think it's generally known, and if you don't know, you could do some research. However, we have to rely on unreliable narrator Darkside Phil here to tell us what YouTube is.
Content in the video that YouTube is claiming is causing it to be blocked, all right? So there were 3 completely different segments of the video that it was claiming was someone else's content and needed to be removed. So first I did the first one. That one took about 30 minutes to remove. Then I went to the second one, okay? And I had that starting to remove. Now in the meantime, when I'm doing that, I'm doing all this other work too.
All this other work too. By the way, he also works in generalizations. If he wants to give you the illusion that he's been busy, he'll just say that he was very busy. However, Darkside Phil's the type of guy to tell you every excruciating minor detail about whatever thing he's doing. It's one extreme or the other. So when he's like minutely super describing what he's talking about, it's because he specifically wants you to know this information in order to build up this shaky foundation of whatever lie he's telling next. Or he will, and I'm going to butcher this word, so I apologize, obfuscate, vaguely generalize what he's doing in order to give the illusion that he's busy, but he's not really. What the fuck is he doing that's so busy?
I've got this other video, the second video, okay? So I go to upload it, and it's not working. I said, what the hell's going on? So I go to play the video. Oh no. The video has corrupted.
And look at sad boy Phil! He is so sad that the world is out to get him.
Nuking is now legal worldwide.
Oh, woe is Phil. And now he's going to explain how it wasn't his fault that the video got corrupted.
Okay? Now, in the last year, I've had on and off problems with video corruption, and I've looked into them to figure out what the source is. It's actually OBS.
It's actually OBS? Could it be? Could it be possibly the computer that's over a decade old? Still running Windows 8? Clearly, it's not the fact that OBS is maybe I'm jumping the gun.
First, I thought it was my PC getting old, and
It is! At first, I thought this because it was the logical answer. Occam's razor, right? Yeah. Yeah, problem solved. Figure it out there.
portions of that hard drive were corrupting. It's actually not the case.
And now we step right into my arena. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm a telecommunications technician. I've been one for well over a decade. In a previous life, I don't do it anymore, but I seem to know a little bit. I'm also up on the current trends. So I feel like I have a nice, unique opinion on these types of things. He is wrong. He is just wrong. He doesn't...
The problem is OBS itself. Last year,
Problem is OBS. You know why? Because the newest version of... You know what? The newest version of OBS, he's going to get to it.
had an update. And the update changed a lot of features and actually made a lot of features better, but also created a big issue with video corruption. All right? Now,
How? How with video corruption? Tell me. Tell me.
since then, OBS has updated, but I can't get the newest updates because I use Windows 8 and OBS.
There it is! Knockout punch! My man be using Windows 8 computer. He cannot upgrade to OBS 30, which is excellent, by the way. I'm using it right now to record this. Everything that you see right here is thanks to OBS. Now, it does have some things that I do not agree with, that I do not like. However, I figured out how to work around it. It's just the way that it is. But this guy He's like, oh no, my video corrupted because I'm using a 10-year-old computer on a version of OBS that hasn't been updated. Let's keep going.
OBS is no longer supported by Windows 8. So any updates they do don't apply. So they updated my OBS, gave me this issue with file corruption, and then updated it later but said, oh, you can't get the update because we made it so that, you know, it doesn't work with Windows 8 anymore. What a bunch of assholes. What a bunch of
assholes that they cannot backwards compatibility their program to somebody who is so set in their ways. It's back in the Stone Age with Windows 8 with this guy. We are at Windows 11. Windows 11 is working on my mini PC downstairs that I use exclusively to stream to YouTube and Twitch at the same time whilst playing a video game every weekday morning. And I save the shit locally on my computer just in case something goes wrong with the live stream. Easy. One would think.
dick suckers. Seriously.
Ah! Are you implying that being a dick sucker is like a bad thing? Listen, this dude is perpetually stuck in the past with his old-fashioned ways. Even Shaggy 2 Dope, be dropping bars. You could be a cocksucker, go slob a knob. That's what Shaggy 2 Dope said. He's saying it in a derogatory way. I mean, fellas, come on.
That's fucked up. You fucking.
It is fucked up. This dude is so old-fashioned. It hurts.
An update that fucked up the software that I use for my business, and then you made it so I can't fix it. Gee, thanks, assholes.
This is why I do not feel bad when I'm popping off about this guy. This dude is so insufferable. The way that he acts is so entitled. He just feels like the entire world needs to bend to his whim, his old-fashioned traditional ass whims. I don't understand why you can't make this work with Windows 8. Well, because Windows 8 ain't got it. Talk to Microsoft. Maybe it's Microsoft's fault.
Seriously. That pisses me off, obviously, right? So the thing is,
it made me so mad I started making derogatory comments about people who may or may not enjoy sucking cock.
It doesn't happen all the time, but every once in a while, I'll get a corrupted video. And the thing that really sucks about this is...
Get it? It really sucks because they're cocksuckers. That's some DSP humor.
The only way to fix that issue is to have an archived stream on YouTube that I can rip the missing video out of. So for example, right now I'm live streaming and I'm recording at the same time. Okay? Later today, I very well may go to upload this level 1 podcast and find out it's corrupted. Oh shit. If that's the case, what I would then do is I would go to the archive stream on DSP Gaming, which sits there as like a 5-6 hour archive of video. I would go to the portion that's just the level 1 podcast and I would say, edit that out. And it can actually excerpt that as a video.
Excerpt. You idiot.
Oh shit.
On the channel, and now I've saved the video. Even though the video I recorded locally is corrupted, I have a second version of that video that's been created on YouTube that now can be used as the on-demand video. The problem is, when I'm doing these private reacts, okay, I'm not streaming. These are private.
Then set it at private or unlisted. Problem solved.
They're meant to be offline content that then is sent to a viewer and they can do with it whatever they want. A lot of viewers keep this content for themselves. There's been dozens of videos that I made for people over the years that they just kept. They never.
Imagine paying this dude for the one-on-one live react. People, what are we doing? What are you doing? If you're listening to the sound of my voice, you give me 50. You give me a stack. I'll watch anything you fucking want. Dude, that is so simple. I'm watching YouTube 24 hours a day anyway. There ain't never a goddamn minute that YouTube isn't playing at me or around me.
Never uploaded anywhere, never showed it to anyone. It was just for them. Okay, a lot of them consider them private. In the case of Slayer, that's not the case. But here's the thing. Let's say I had live streamed it. First of all, I wouldn't live stream it as a public stream. Okay? Because if that was the case, then it wouldn't be Slayer's content to do it as he chose. That would kind of be a violation of our agreement. I could live stream it as a private stream just to have an archive.
There it is. There's your answer. That's what I was just saying.
Save. But here's the problem. YouTube destroyed the video anyway. Remember?
No! Video! Oh, no! You dumbass. You can still download the video after it's live streamed on YouTube. You idiot. You can download any video on your own channel that you've put on there if you uploaded it, if you live streamed it. You can go to a website. You can right click, save as, copy link. and then drop it into the website and then download it from there. There are options, and you
YouTube said, oh, this is not allowed, this is not allowed, this is not allowed. And they blocked it.
Punching air
So
right
even
now.
if I had done an archive stream on YouTube as a backup that was a private stream, so if this corruption happens, I can rip that portion of the video out of the stream. It would have been blocked anyway. After the fact, they wouldn't have let me edit it and rip it. It would have.
Wrong. You can still watch the video, you fucking idiot. I have blocked videos on my channel as well. You can go to youtube.com/bm2kx and watch any of my Stepmania videos. You may see a quick cut. You may see a muted out segment, and that is only because I cut out the parts that obviously said, hey, no, we're not doing this. All right, fine. It ain't the end of the world. It's maybe a 1 or 2 minute long stretch, and it does take a while to render, and it does. If you have your tab open, you have to keep it open, I think. It takes a while for it to do what it has to do. But name a better option. Would you like to have it downloaded locally to your device, so then you do it and then re-upload it? They're giving you the tools. You're just...
said not allowed because it's blocked on YouTube because of copyright issues. So even if I had done the redundant thing to make sure this wasn't happening, it still would have happened anyway. There was no way around it, okay?
He
So
did
now I'm
everything
thinking in my
right.
head,
He did nothing wrong.
What else could I have possibly done? And I'm getting suggestions. I'm trying to bounce this idea off people. What you could have done, you could have done a private live stream. You could have flipped the video this way, horizontally. Or would it be vertically? No, it'd be horizontal. You could have flipped the video horizontally, okay? And hopefully that would have been enough to change the video so YouTube doesn't catch it, right? And doesn't have an issue with it. So it's like, so all this stuff's going on. In the meantime, when I'm...
You know how easy that is, by the way? I'll show you. That is how easy it is. I know. Check it out. This is me doing it back. Wow. I know.
I'm trying to figure all this out.
Crazy.
The second edit on the first video finishes. Now I'm going into the third and final edit to trim this video on YouTube. So I've got 1 hour video that I'm trimming the shit out of so people can watch it on YouTube. The other video is completely corrupted and it can't be watched. So now I'm looking for all these solutions. And basically, I find, oh, here's a program that people...
Oh. Remember what we were talking about before? Oh. Priming you for the lie.
Use with OBS. When OBS corrupts videos, you can use this program, you can run it, and this program will check the video and fix errors and make it so the videos are visible again. So now I've got this running on this video while I'm also doing the trimming segment on the other video. So all this is going on at once. Now in the meantime, I'm trying to finish my work. I want to get done with work for the day, so I go spend time with my wife. And I'm trying to get out of the office, and I was like, let me upload the daily wrap. Oh, I can't. Why? Because when this video checking program is running on the corrupted video, my disk use on my computer goes to 100%.
On a 10-year-old computer with a program that he just downloaded from the internet randomly from the recommendations of his audience, who he knows for the most part could be sock accounts, people trying to do him dirty. And he goes, there's a program that will fix what my problem is. I mean, I'm sure that maybe there's some things out there that do that, but the faith of this guy, knowing that so many people are out to clip him.
Yes, my hard drive is going insane as this corrupted video is attempting to be...
I bet this motherfucker doesn't even have an SSD drive. This guy has the spinny boy. This guy is...
It's by this program, and it won't let me upload anything anywhere at all. Okay? So I'm like, well, I can't do that. So I posted up the schedule, and I posted up to people, hey guys, if you're wondering where the daily wrap is, I can't upload it right now. You know, you can't...
Nobody gives a shit about your daily wrap. If they wanted to see what happened on your live stream and on your Level 1 podcast, they can watch the Level 1 podcast and your shitty gameplay. No.
Shit. I'm stuck. All right? So, basically, over the course of the night, as I'm relaxing with Kat, I'm coming back up to the office, checking constantly.
I'm with my wife.
React videos. The first video eventually did get fully trimmed. And listen to this. When YouTube was done trimming the video went from 1 hour and 10 minutes long to 22 minutes long.
Hello everybody and welcome back to the level 99 live stream where we are feeling fine all the way up here at level 99, and I'll be damned if OBS didn't decide to be a detractor and completely crash in the middle of me doing this video. So now welcome to part 2 of DSP versus OBS. Now, when we last left our hero, he was too busy complaining about how OBS corrupted his video for his private react to one of his Patreons. And we'll let the guy explain the rest.
And listen to this. When YouTube was done trimming the video went from 1 hour and 10 minutes long to 22 minutes long. YouTube cut out 45 minutes of content of the video that I made. Gee, that sounds great. I'm sure that video made total sense, right? No, it didn't. You watch it. It didn't make any sense at all. Everything's missing.
Well, we didn't watch it because...
You can't watch the supposed to be comparison of one song to the next, one video to the next version. It makes no sense. You can't understand the video at all. It's a waste of time. So I was like, well, that's a fucking waste of time, piece of shit. So now I'm like, so now where else could I upload videos? What about these video uploading sites? You know, because there's a million of them. Dropbox and Google Drive and this and that and up and down. I'm trying to figure all this shit out.
You can literally make a Gmail account. You can just make a Gmail email. And it comes with Google Drive with a free version of it. And I'm assuming that this 1 or 2 hour video, you said it was like 25 minutes actually. How long are you going to make the video? Keep it under an hour. I don't know. Compress the file, put it in a zip file, upload it to a dspgaming@gmail.com that comes with the Google Drive. You can send the original recording from OBS, as I am doing right here, directly to Slayer.
I'm just like, oh my God. In the meantime,
oh my God, the world is different and I'm not adapting to it. Oh my God, this is prime. This is prime side Phil. When this guy, all he can do is see the world pass him by with his hand, with his face in his hand.
this program is still running, trying to fix the corrupted video, right? So, in truth,
big ups to Snort Mania, Snort Hogan for the clip also.
Relax, I go to sleep. I wake up, I'm not kidding. I woke up at like 3 in the morning. And I was like, well, I gotta use the bathroom anyway. I'm just gonna head.
Too much information. Why do we give a shit?
Alright? So the good news is, I do believe I was finally able to upload the raw video, the first hour, to a third-party service. And I think Slayer should get the video today. I don't know, because I think we're in totally different time zones, so I don't even know if he had a chance to check on it today or not. But I think, at the very least, he should get the first video today. Alright, the first hour. Now, what he wants to do with that, I don't know, because if he uploads it to like any video site, it's probably gonna get claimed, blocked, and fucked up. So maybe he just
upload it to Kick. Kick don't give a fuck, man.
To keep it for himself. I don't know. Okay.
Oh my God, he's drinking gin.
But after this program ran on the corrupted video, starting around 10:30 p.m. until whenever it ended in the middle of the morning, it finally finished. I go to play the video, doesn't work, and I'm like, oh my God, you've got.
Oh my God, this program that I just learned about today didn't work the way that I thought it would. Welcome to Keylogger world.
Gotta be fucking kidding me. So what this means, I have to re-record the whole second half of the private react I did last night. I basically wasted an hour of my time.
Oh my God, a whole hour of his time, guys. Oh no. He wasted a whole hour of his time. Just as we are wasting our time watching this guy and suffering this fool together.
Recording it, and all of that time trying to get the corrupted video to work. It's just not, it doesn't seem to be restorable. So what this means is that later on, probably next weekend, I'm probably gonna have to take more time away, do another late night stream skipped, and I have to re-record this hour, this private react. It's not Slayer's fault. It's, you know, it's just fucking bullshit. It's.
You can't fault the guy for coming up with new and inventive ways to let people know that he's the victim and he's coming from behind and he needs your help to help him offset the world coming against him.
It's like, that's my life. Right now, nothing in my life wants to just go smoothly. If you haven't...
You know why? Do you think the only reason why things in your life are not going smoothly? Maybe you're the problem.
Noticed recently. It's like, I'm sick as shit. I lose a whole week of work, even though I put all this time building up a special Halloween event, spent all this money on a costume.
And here we go again. You see, he's still milking the fact that he got sick. Almost 2 months later.
Ruined. Can't do it. Okay.
Okay. No, he still could have done a marathon. He still could have done a marathon. He could have watched anything else other than Halloween stuff. I mean, I don't know. I've only
finally getting back on my feet. I'm catching up with playthroughs or getting stuff going. Malicious fucking employee at Comcast.
Again with the Comcast shit. Yes. Let's fucking go. There is no proof that this Comcast employee did anything to him. And in fact, I am of the mind that this guy was just exploiting this problem that he had previously and embellishing upon it. He had intermittent internet. It then transformed and morphed into a malicious Comcast employee who has their finger on the button so that all they need to do is log into work and then press the button when the boy is live. Which you can also find on my YouTube channel at youtube.com/bm2kx, where I go into it in painstaking detail
Ruins my internet
as to why this guy is wrong.
All right, finally, I got that under control, right? That seems to be under wraps. It seems like everything is getting wrapped up in that regard, and there's no big issue
Another
there.
one.
Great. Oh, now I can't do my other work. All other things are fucked up.
Another one.
It's like, give me a fucking break, right?
Another
Give me
one.
a fucking break for once. Can't get it. Everyone, pull out your violins right now and start playing them for me.
His hand be shaky, though. It's that drinking hand. And I think Steve of the Dead brought it up on Twitter. But the guy doesn't even know how to play a violin right. Play me the world's smallest violin, motherfucker.
I know that I'm just bitching, but it's nice to vent, and sometimes it's nice for you guys to know the issues that people go through doing this shit, you know?
I guess better out than in, and mental health is a very important thing. But this guy is not the picture of mental health. Neither is this.
This sucks. It really sucks. I wanted to make good content for someone who supports me, and now it got all fucked up, and it's not his fault. Half of it is definitely YouTube's fault for being so pussy about this, and now...
It's first it was OBS's fault. First it was his computer, then it was OBS, and then it was YouTube's fault because YouTube are pussies. Because how dare anybody upload anybody else's intellectual property on their platform?
Allowing the actual law to be followed. Instead, they block videos for no fucking godly reason. There's no legal reason to do it. They just do it because they're pussies. The other thing, the corrupting, there's really nothing I can really do until eventually one day I have enough money to buy a replacement PC.
And there it is, ladies and gentlemen. We finally arrived at the reason for the season. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, Mudahar here, ladies and gentlemen. The boy wants a PC. And by that, I mean he wants you to buy him a PC.
Right, a full replacement PC for my PC, which I can't do. I don't have the money for it.
Liar! Liar! TJ Gamebox, shout out to TJ Gamebox for always keeping us in the know about what the boy spends on his WWE Champions account down from the rafters. Last I heard was $800 to $1,200. $1,200.
And get one that's fully up to snuff, brand new Windows, all new components, and then having to figure out how to transfer everything over. Because remember, everything I'm using is Windows 8 shit. Like my whole OBS setup and everything, I'd have to figure out how to transfer all that over.
If this guy's setup is anything like mine, these are just PNG image files. Upload them to the same Dropbox that you could have gotten, or the same Google Drive account, or put them in an external hard drive and then rebuild everything from scratch. This is the most rudimentary, easy overlay shit that you could possibly think of. And he's saying that he's going to have to figure out how to it's not going to be as simple as like maybe downloading a profile and then uploading it. Or maybe it is, I don't know. But I would use this as an opportunity to start from scratch and build from what you know and maybe do it better. This just chatting screen, by the way, is the accumulation of an entire year's worth of moving things around, fixing things up. I couldn't tell you what half of the stuff is in my scenes and sources. I do know which ones work and which ones don't. And all it would take for me is to have this computer get wiped out for me to go, okay, we'll start from scratch and then we'll do it the right way. But what do I know? I'm not a 15-year content creator that went into bankruptcy.
For an easy transition, which probably wouldn't be an easy transition. There's going to be some growing pains and learning how to do it and everything, you know. So, yeah, I'm just kind of stuck. It's funny because people are like, oh, just update Windows. We've talked about this a million times.
Oh, there it is. Whenever he wants to belittle whoever is saying the thing, he'll go, oh, fuck.
So a lot of people come in here who aren't around all the time. Can't update Windows. My PC is 10 years old. If I update Windows, half the components in that PC will not work with modern Windows. They're just old. It's an old PC. The only way for me to fix this issue is to get a new PC with all new components, new Windows, and everything all in one fell swoop. Just
the only way. It's the only way, guys. The only way it's going to work is if Review Tech USA donates a computer to him, and then he turns it down.
An example here. Last summer, I cleaned out my closet. Okay, and then I found a device, a capture device. That's supposed to be like an analog capture device. You can plug in the old yellow, red, white cables from like an old
RCA cables. By the way, telecommunications technician for over a decade.
Console and capture directly in. So this is an old device, and I plugged it in, and literally just plugging in that one device crashed my Windows entirely. Nothing would work. I had to do a Windows restore.
So what does that tell you? What does that tell you? Maybe you should probably upgrade your equipment. What happens to all the money that what happens to all the money that he makes is the question, right? This sounds like a Phil problem because once the money is in his hands, he can do with it whatever he wants. Yeah. Once he swindles people out of their Social Security check money, once he swindles the money from weak-minded individuals that actually believe the shit that he's talking about, he's free to use it as he pleases, whether it be $70 DoorDash, whether it be a bottle of gin from Total Wine, whether it be these Dollar General Store decorations that he has back here.
Just to get my PC to work normally again. It was a near disaster. And I was like, dude, you really think I'm going to fuck with anything else? When at a moment's notice, this thing has issues like that, forget it, right?
So by the way, he could have just gotten this PC. He could have gotten this PC while continuing to stream on what he has going on right now. Get everything set up the right way, set up a test stream. Hey guys, this is it would actually be a big event. Phil, here's some free advice, my friend. Get yourself that new PC, but don't open it up live. Don't set it up live. That would be boring as fuck. Instead, make sure that all of the moving parts are working, and then make a big announcement when you know that you got everything the way that you want it to. Drop it in your community tab and say, hey guys, we are debuting a brand new season premiere of DSP Gaming with a brand new gaming rig, and I can't wait to share that with you guys. I guarantee you, between detractors and people that watch you unironically, we would come together and see how this stream turned out, because God knows that your channel is in dire need of some sort of content that isn't you bitching about the lag or the developers or any number of things that you decide to pin the blame on other than yourself.
So, not much I can do about that. And before people idiotically say stuff like, what happened to the mini PC? The mini PC, you think...
And here we go. This is actually the second part of what I was trying to get into. And I was talking about it earlier, and I would love to just reiterate. Downstairs, I have another streaming PC. It's a mini PC. It's the same kind that you can buy off of Amazon. And I'm not saying that it's the best, but it's enough for me to dual stream on YouTube and on Twitch and play a video game called Stepmania. Stepmania is an open source Dance Dance Revolution game where you can download custom song step chart packs from other creators and play them in a rhythm game style. It's not the most graphically intensive game in the world, but if you check out the excellent YouTube channel Prophet, he goes into detail about what his little mini PC does while he's playing World of Warcraft, generally graphics intensive game for graphics that are, pretty old, for a game that's pretty old. And still being able to use a capture card device. We're jumping ahead. This guy will start stepping in it again, and I'll be right there to snatch it. Hold on.
A mini PC is set up to capture and stream. You really believe that? You don't think... Exactly, you don't think, you stupid. Once again, this mini PC that he got, he swore up and down that there was no cooling element in the mini PC, and he was just pulling these factoids and these things that he was thinking out of thin air with no grounding in real life or experience or information. He just
plucked it out the sky because it was convenient for him. And here he goes again. Here we go again.
Here we go again.
That thing would possibly overheat. This tiny little PC that's this size.
He is exaggerating again. Name me a PC that's this size. Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. You don't think that these mini PCs are not equipped in order to take care of what you think? This guy's still living. This guy's still streaming with a 10-year-old computer with a spinning hard drive in his shit. He doesn't understand that the technology has made it so that you can reduce the amount of heat, the voltage, the wattage, any of that shit. It probably has better ways to get the air, the warm air out of the device. Maybe they have grill technology that has improved over the last decade. You know what? I'm getting ahead of myself.
You think that's a good capture and streaming device? You are wrong. That is.
You are wrong. You are wrong. Look at me. Look at my eyes. You are wrong. Yes, you are wrong. You are speaking from a place of ignorance. Once again, as always, this dude is so insufferable. Every time I think to myself, no, why am I doing this? Why am I monetizing bullying for free? Because this channel is not monetized. Why? Why do you even care? Because one day, I hope this boy Googles his stupid ass name in the Google machine and he comes across a video where he says, oh man, that thumbnail, it looks so ridiculous. He's trying so hard for people to watch his video. I'm gonna click his video, and then he comes across this little portion where he's saying, no, you're wrong. You're wrong because I said so. No, fuck you, Phil. Watch this video. I hope one of your flying monkeys plucks this and gives it to you and says, look what this guy said. Oh my God. He also has a mini PC and he's saying you're wrong.
It's a dumb suggestion that would never fly. Okay?
Why? Why would it never fly? Did you even try? Did you even try? You didn't try. You just don't want to do it because you're lazy.
That little mini PC is meant to play a certain amount of games, like mid-range games, indie games, that kind of stuff.
So what makes you think that it won't be able to play OBS? It's not a graphics intensive thing. It actually doesn't use a lot of CPU. It tells you. I'm looking at it right now. It's telling you how much CPU it's using. 11% over here, by the way. And I like to think that we run a pretty tight ship around here. We got a lot of shit going on. We're still sitting pretty. In fact, my CPU is at a 9% right now. Get the fuck out my lobby with this shit.
And it's a way to maybe do things like for me to play Fightcade eventually, which would be really nice to be able to play retro fighting games on there and shit like that. That's what that's for. That's a hobbyist PC. That's not...
If it's a hobbyist PC, then motherfucker, you better invest in your business! In your business! And get a PC that will allow you to do the things that you want to do instead of sitting on your antiquated devices and bitching about how you can't do it.
This is my serious work PC that's going to be doing fucking capturing all day. You're out of your mind.
You are out of your mind for using a 10-year-old computer for something for your business. Look at yourself. All the shit that you are saying to your chat, belittling the chat, say it to yourself.
Okay, that's insanity.
And then he laughs and snickers like he's just so full of himself. Fuck that.
Anyway, so, ooh.
All this sitting down and bitching on the internet is throwing my back out of alignment. Allow me to stretch. Look at this guy. This guy is the definitive opinion on what a mini PC is. We don't body shame and we don't image shame in this little corner of the internet, but look at this shit. Come to your own conclusions.
Compressing my back. So that's what I was going through last night. Not very pleasant, all right? And now I'm facing the situation that next weekend I'm just gonna have to do another night stream where I don't stream and I do this missing video. I have to re-record the missing video. Fingers crossed.
Cut your stupid pre-stream podcast. Cut this shit out. The level 1 podcast, cut that shit to about 30 minutes. And then do it again the next day. There's your hour. You could do it right now. The entire time that you spent bitching about it could have been time that you spent doing this stuff for money that you already made.
That it doesn't corrupt. Fingers crossed that I can upload it and it won't be claimed or blocked. If not, then I can upload it to another third-party service or whatever. We'll see what happens, all right? But right now, I'm exhausted. Like, last night was so fucking exhausting.
Exhausting, sitting in front of the computer and live reacting to K-pop. It was so exhausting. This guy threw his back out because he was watching shitty K-pop videos on a shitty platform service that he absolutely hates, but yet cannot seem to remove himself from.
And I'm like, you're supposed to have a day where it's like, okay, it's my react day, right? So it breaks up all the gameplay. It's a good way to have variety and fun and break it up and do something a little different. And instead of that, it's just like, I'm enjoying the reacting I'm doing. The 2 hours that I reacted, I had a lot of fun. I really enjoyed doing it. And
How much money did you make during those reacts? I do not watch or follow your reacts unless something funny happens. And then usually Snort Hogan or Poems Future or Duty Streams or Chill Murray will always keep me up to date. It is a special talent to sit through his fucking streams live because this guy is insufferable.
then as soon as I finish and I go to actually do the work side of it, let's upload and get it going. Frustration, fucking shit.
Oh my God, my video was corrupted and I couldn't upload it correctly. And now the guy that guaranteed me money is now not going to get his video until maybe tomorrow or after I get it rendered the correct way. Fuck off. Fuck with that.
It was like, oh, I'm having fun. I'm doing this nice react for Slayer. Thankfully, I have so many awesome viewers and supporters like him who keep me afloat. And now let me...
How much you want to bet Slayer is the only one that supports him in the Patreon? I have a Patreon too, by the way. If you check my link tree in my bio, it's there. I don't know what I can offer you, but I sure as shit know it's more than what this guy can.
Provide the product. Oh, look, someone's walking up to me with giant gloves. They're punching my balls repeatedly for the next 4 hours. Like my balls were speed bags. So it was on my testicles. It's like, oh, this feels great. Oh, this is what I was expecting tonight. Oh, this is after that nice reactor. Oh. You know, Jesus.
What the fuck are you talking about, idiot? It's like, oh my God, being a content curator is so difficult. It's like getting punched in your balls over and over and over again. Get the fuck out of here.
Nice. All right, I think I vented enough about this. I got the drip go.
Big shout out to Snort Hogan for the clip, and once again, the boy does not disappoint. I swear to God, it's not like I want to do this all the time, but then I come across a video where he talks about some dumb shit that he knows nothing about, and I just have to let him know. We got to keep on this guy because unless we are here to check him, he will continue to milk these dents for everything that they're worth. He is betting, he is hoping that his audience is so ignorant that they won't see through the facade that he is presenting to the internet at large. Asmongold has already let it be known that this guy, his audience has now been introduced to Darkside Phil, and I hear it in real life now. I have a student at my school, and the way we vibe and the way we talk to each other is through fucking Darkside Phil memes. It's incredible. When I talk to my students, and I know that sometimes they're embellishing the truth or they're not telling me the full account of what's going on, I tell them specifically, do you know who I watch all the time on the internet? His name is Darkside Phil, and he is a habitual liar, and he's really bad at it, just as bad as he is at playing video games. And because of that guy, because of Darkside Phil, I do not tolerate when people lie to me at all. I will call it right there on the spot, and I love doing it because any person that bears false witness, by the way, for my Roman Catholic people or my Catholic people, if you're bearing false witness to me, motherfucker, I'm gonna check you on it. And even if it's something that I don't want, and if it's even something that like is going to hurt when it's being said, I would much rather hear the truth than be fed a lie. And that's real shit. And we need to start holding people like Phil accountable. And I love seeing that type of shit happen. So, with all that being said, I do appreciate everybody's time watching these videos. As you can tell, this guy is making mountain out of molehills as always. And maybe I'm making a mountain out of this molehill, which is this small-time streamer, Darkside Phil, who happens to get more views and more money than me. However, this whole monetized bullying thing that he's pulling up, I don't make a cent on this thing. I do it for the love of the game, and I will keep on doing it because until the guy
acknowledge me.
this shit's still gonna keep happening. So until next time, guys, be sure to like, share, and subscribe. We also do a bunch of gameplay videos. Essentially, this channel right here, you can consider this the anti-Dark Side Phil channel. He's down there on level 1. We're all the way up here at level 99. He plays Street Fighter. I rocks with Mortal Kombat. I will never ask anybody for any type of contribution because I am good. I'm good. I quit my job at Comcast 2 years ago so I can do this full time, and that is create content. I create content for MCW Pro Wrestling. I make content for myself, and I make content for a lot of other people and businesses. And in fact, I've got a couple more irons in the fire that I can't wait to share with you guys, but I do not overpromise and underdeliver. I just want to take the moment to say that Dark Side Phil is a very important case study, because literally everything that I'm basing off of what I'm doing here is the complete opposite of what he's got going on over on his little corner of the internet. And I hope that one day that he'll be able to see all the things that he could have had, but he was too lazy to find on his own. So with all that being said, shout out to that being said, and stay tuned because I'm sure the guy's going to say some more dumb shit and I'm going to have to retort in kind. So until next time, be sure to get the fuck out of my